Welcome back to the Horror Movie Files. Today's topic will cover a manga and anime story I watched as a kid, Elfen Lied. And yes, just like with the X-Files, I watched the anime Elfen Lied as a kid. I was a very strange child. This video contains images and descriptions of blood, murder, gore, creepy little girls, insanity, and violence. If any of that makes you uncomfortable, then please feel free to click off the video. For those willing to continue, let's begin with SCP-ADY. SCP-ADY. Primary code name, the Clone Plague. Secondary code name, the Diclonius Invasion. Object class, Keter. Special containment procedures. All captured instances of SCP-ADY Alpha are contained at Site AB. They are contained within metal coffins and forced to wear visual dream projector helmets. The mimetic agents projected directly into the eyes by the helmet send their minds into a dreamlike state, allowing them to indulge in whatever desires they want without limitations. Meanwhile, outside the metal coffins are Pygmalion bioeditor stations connected to their bodies, keeping them paralyzed while also injecting them with the medication and nutrients needed to keep them alive. The bioeditor station is also relied on to harvest DNA for testing purposes. SCP-ADY beta instances are contained depending on their mental state and ally status with the Foundation. Those that prove to not be a threat, but instead possible allies, are sent to the upper levels of Site AF to be contained within 15 by 15 meter containment rooms, where they are given basic household accommodations. For obvious reasons, none of the allied instances are allowed to be contained within Site AM, even if they have confirmed to have no violent tendencies. But those with violent tendencies of any kind are contained within the lower levels of Site AF. They have no permanent containment status, as there they are used for testing weapons and armor that are supposed to be useful against metaphysical threats. They are typically used until they die and later dissected and harvested for DNA testing. Under no circumstances are any SCP-ADY instances in the higher or lower levels ever to interact with one another, even through eye contact, not even once. Any instances that do so are to be terminated at once, regardless of threat status or ally status. There are no exceptions. SCP-ADY Delta instances are to be killed on site and have their bodies transported to the nearest Foundation area for dissection, harvesting, and testing. There are no exceptions. Most SCP-ADY gamma instances are contained at Site AD, though depending on their mutations, it's possible for them to be sent elsewhere. Even if they are not contained at Site AD, Dr. Wicked and his administrative staff are given the authority to coordinate the containment of SCP-ADY gamma instances as soon as they are discovered. Please see Addendum X32 for details. The sole exception to SCP-ADY containment is Person of Interest, Lucy. Lucy is contained at the sanctuary site of with her adopted parents, all of which are living in a 30 by 30 apartment within the Human Exclusion District. Every day, one D-Class is to be sent to their house with a large container box of food and ingredients depending on what the family has requested. Due to the nature of Lucy, and by extension her parents, an AFA-2 unit is to be sent later to retrieve the box, take out the trash, and assist in cleaning the remains of the D-Class if required. Foundation agents watching over the district are to keep an eye on Lucy and her parents every time they leave their house. Under no circumstances are Foundation staff to meet with them unless deemed absolutely necessary. All testing with Person of Interest Lucy has been restricted. Description: SCP-ADY is, at its core, a virus that alters the reproductive genetic structure of the host, causing no visible, internal, or mental effects on the host, but altering any future children born from the host. Children born from an SCP-ADY host are always born female with bright pink hair, reddish pink eyes, and 2 small horns on their head. DNA testing has shown that despite their human appearance, they have little to no genetic relation to humans. They are in fact an entirely different species. These humanoid children are commonly referred to as SCP-ADY beta instances. SCP-ADY beta instances take on the appearance of young, beautiful girls, with the features mentioned earlier having little to no variations between one another, almost like clones. A particular trait among SCP-ADY instances is that from certain angles, these horns can greatly resemble cat ears, further making the SCP-ADY instances look adorable as a result. Despite their beautiful appearances, SCP-ADY beta instances are extremely dangerous. Upon reaching a certain age, normally 10 years old, each SCP-ADY beta instance gains the anomalous ability to manifest 4 arm-like appendages on their back. These appendages are metaphysical in nature, being invisible and able to phase through all forms of matter. SCP-ADY beta instances can not only control the movement, but also the physical state of these appendages, whether they can phase or become solid. The maximum length of these appendages are normally 2 to 4 meters. These appendages are 100% transparent. Each SCP-ADY beta instance normally possesses 4 of them, and despite resembling arms, move around like tentacles and can do so with incredible speed. Once solid, they are strong enough to bend steel easily, rip apart flesh effortlessly, and can even infect humans with the SCP-ADY virus upon physical contact. SCP-ADY beta instances are very good at absorbing knowledge and possess perfect memory, allowing them to become a genius in a matter of hours upon being born. Personality-wise, they are extremely psychopathic and hostile towards humans, always wanting to either kill them or spread the virus. It's not uncommon for SCP-ADY beta instances to act cute, innocent, and fragile in order to get the drop on humans they plan to infect or kill. Naturally, as the infection spreads, the cycle continues with more SCP-ADY beta instances being born from human hosts. However, this can change when an SCP-ADY alpha instance is born instead. SCP-ADY alpha instances are physically and mentally no different to an SCP-ADY beta instance. Despite this, they are considered the queens of the overall species. Each SCP-ADY alpha instance has the ability to evolve beyond the normal capabilities of SCP-ADY beta instances, normally being able to manifest more meta-arms, either immediately upon reaching the age of 10 or over time. The normal count of metaphysical arms an SCP-ADY alpha instance can manifest is between 8 to 32 arms, and they can extend anywhere between 3 to 30 meters, possibly longer. SCP-ADY alpha instances are the true progenitors of all other variants within the SCP-ADY species, though their exact origin, as well as the origin of the species and by extension the virus, is unknown. SCP-ADY alpha instances have a 10% chance of being born from infected hosts. Unfortunately, the fact that alpha and beta instances have no physical differences from one another makes it almost impossible to tell which is which until they unleash their metaphysical arms, which by then, it's already too late to deal with the problem without casualties. As a side note, the most particular SCP-ADY alpha instance the Foundation has encountered is Person of Interest, Lucy. Lucy is unable to unlock her full potential as an SCP-ADY alpha instance, being limited to 4 metaphysical arms, though she makes up for it by being one of the smartest and most resourceful of all the alphas the Foundation has encountered. Her amazing intellect has allowed her to utilize her metaphysical arms in many ways, from something as simple as shielding herself, flicking objects with the same speed and force as a bullet, and even being able to maneuver herself over obstacles or break down any barrier effortlessly. Additionally, she is one of the few SCP-ADY instances capable of compassion. In her particular case, this is linked to the strange situation relating to her adopted parents. Lucy was originally an orphan who was abandoned by her birth parents and constantly bullied at her orphanage to the point of insanity, leading to her killing all other orphans in a blind rage, later escaping. As she was on the run, by pure chance she encountered and surprisingly bonded with 2 SCP-ADY-4 instances. It's unknown how or why the bond was formed, but afterwards the 3 went to travel together while killing humans they encountered. The 3 would regularly invade homes and kill all occupants so they could live there for a short while before moving on. As the killing continued, the two SCP-ADY-4 instances slowly turned more human in appearance and ended up taking on proper roles as Lucy's parents. During their time on the run, they were a surprisingly wholesome family that loved and cared for one another, this being in spite of the fact that they constantly killed humans they encountered. Though it was only because of this constant killing that the Foundation found them. But it was also because of their clear love and care for one another that the O5 Council ordered the agents to capture them instead of killing them, this being an odd and rare scenario that was worth investigating. The love and happiness the SCP-ADY-4 parents gave to Lucy has allowed her to be mentally stable enough to hold conversations with Foundation staff without letting her killing drive take control. The level of restraint and compassion Lucy possesses is extremely rare, even among other SCP-ADY instances that have come to care for the humans they encounter. Despite this, she and her family mostly prefer to not be around humans, only other anomalous humanoids. It is for this reason they in particular are contained at Site, and the containment procedures are set the way they are. In regards to the SCP-ADY species, there are two additional variants which are not considered natural, but instead the result of genetic mutations and/or editing, these being Delta and Gamma instances. SCP-ADY Delta instances are the extremely rare male counterparts of all the SCP-ADY instances. They sometimes have pink hair, red eyes, and horns, just like their female counterparts, but more often than not, they are bold with just the horns. Most of the time, they are unable to manifest the metaphysical arms. The best they can do is manifest 1, 2 if they are lucky, with a length of 1 meter or lower. SCP-ADY Delta instances are not considered a threat on their own. However, if an SCP-ADY Delta instance were to mate with an SCP-ADY Beta instance, the result would be a naturally birthed and extremely powerful SCP-ADY Alpha instance. This especially applies when the Delta instance directly mates with an Alpha instance. It is for this reason alone why every SCP-ADY Delta instance is to be killed on sight. Should they be allowed to live, the SCP-ADY population would increase drastically, causing an SK class dominance shift scenario. SCP-ADY Gamma instances are extremely particular in that they are not supposed to exist. SCP-ADY Gamma instances are the result of the virus spreading unknowingly to non-humans, more specifically, anomalous humanoids. This has resulted in an abundance of mutations in the resulting SCP-ADY newborn and have led to unpredictable consequences. Please see Addendum X32 for details. SCP-ADY was discovered in 1917 within the country of Japan, where all variants of the virus currently reside. The virus came to attention when the National Research Institute on Human Evolution tried to rise to power within the anomalous world. They wanted to achieve this by capturing SCP-ADY instances and maintaining control over the research obtained. They then tried selling research data to the Japanese government in hopes of receiving funding and influence, which proved to be a big mistake. The group of interest was almost instantly destroyed by the Global Occult Coalition, leading to most of the SCP-ADY instances being killed as a result. Over the years, survivors of the Institute, as well as escaped SCP-ADY instances, have been hunted by the GOC, who thankfully managed to keep the spread of the virus from going beyond the country. Unfortunately, under the law of the ACPA, the Global Occult Coalition has complete reins over the subjugation of SCP-ADY. As such, the Foundation's Japanese division is to merely wait for SCP-ADY instances to appear, with clear confirmation that the GOC has not targeted them yet. It is for this reason as to why no MTF unit has been assigned or created to deal with the SCP-ADY threat. Though SCP-ADY was considered a massive threat upon discovery, a vaccine was created in 2005 and secretly distributed to the public through normal vaccines. Naturally, without the virus, the population of SCP-ADY instances are slowly dying out. Unfortunately, that would be the case if it wasn't for the SCP-ADY gamma instances, who are able to create different strains of the virus, making the vaccine worthless. The Foundation and the GOC are working tirelessly to create new vaccines that can counter these new variants. It should be noted that the nature of the SCP-ADY gamma infection has proven impossible to properly predict and is extremely dangerous. It's unknown if the situation will ever get better or become progressively worse as a result. It's also very possible that the infection has already spread beyond Japan, but because some of the gamma instances are considered unrecognizable to common variants, we are simply unaware of it and probably won't be until it is too late. It is solely because of the SCP-ADY gamma instances that SCP-ADY in general is still given the object classification of Keter. And that was SCP-ADY. Thank you to everyone for watching this video to the end. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as I upload new shorts every weekday and have a new video prepared every week. Also, don't forget to leave a like on the video and comment down below what you thought. All criticism is helpful to creators, so please don't hold back on your opinions. Though if you're only familiar with me on YouTube, please also follow me on Tumblr, as most of my projects are there, including all the latest files, tales, art pieces, and news about SCP horror movie files. Link will be in the description below. But if you're more interested in getting access to content early, please become a member of my Patreon. Just like The Shining Canyon, William Adams, and Cierra Hernandez, they'll get early access to 10 videos, 15 weeks worth of SCP Horror Movie Files content, view Patreon exclusive content, view my art, which I post daily, and be able to request what you want to make next, with your requests always being given first priority. I update my Patreon daily and always announce major updates, so as a patron you'll never miss out. Link is also in the description. Thank you all again for watching, and I hope you stick around, as there's always more to come.